Hello everybody, my name is Catherine Roberts. I'm a junior here at UTSA and I'm pursuing my bachelor's in communication. I'm doing general communication and I chose not to include a minor in that. UTSA is actually not my first college experience. When I first graduated high school back in 2012, I decided that I wanted to go to BYU, Idaho in Rexburg, Idaho, really small town. And I realized that it just wasn't for me. The town was too small, too cold, no family around or anything. The closest town was maybe 40 minutes away. So yeah, I just really didn't like it. So right now I am doing communications, and my plans after graduation are to, of course, get a job. That's why we're here, to get a degree in order to get a job. I would possibly like to go back to school to get my master's, but I would have to take at least a year break, I think, just to figure everything out and see if that's something that I really want to do. And my third goal or plan after graduation is to move out of state, just to experience something new. Other than my college experience in Idaho, I haven't really lived outside of Texas. I grew up in El Paso and then a little bit in the Houston area suburb. My hero story today is actually about my experience with music. I've played the euphonium. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a brass instrument, also known as a tenor tuba or a baritone. And I played that starting in 6th grade. I actually really wanted to play clarinet, but there were probably 30 clarinet players and no euphonium players. So I picked euphonium and I was the worst. I never practiced. I was kind of just in band just to be in an extracurricular, but I never practiced and my teachers hated me. So when I went to high school, I started actually caring a little bit more than middle school, and I started practicing more. And my junior year of high school, I went to a master class at University of Houston, and the professor teaching the master class, he still works there now. His name's Danny Vinson. We were just kind of, all the euphoniums and tubas were kind of just talking, and I had mentioned that I really wanted to have a private lesson with Brian Bowman, and he's really influential in I guess the brass world. He plays euphonium and he did for the Air Force band. So Danny said that he knew Brian, and he gave me the contact information to contact him for some lessons. And so I took it, and I called him a couple days later, kind of told him my experience with Professor Vinson, and he agreed that we could meet up for some lessons. And so that really inspired me, and from being the worst student ever when I first started playing, I actually got into BYU Idaho on a partial music scholarship for music performance. So that was really exciting for me, and that was kind of my hero moment. It was definitely getting to my conclusion. It taught me that through hours of practicing the right things, meeting the right people, and being really hardworking, you could pretty much do anything. if you have a goal and you work towards it, and if you put enough hard work into it, then you'll reach your goal. Talking about goals, my top 3 goals for this class are to, number 1, understand and learn new ways of communicating with the public. Number 2 is to prove to myself that I have the self-discipline to excel in an online class, because I know online classes are not easy and you have to have a lot of self-discipline. And my 3rd goal is to plan accordingly to make the best grade possible. So yeah, that's it.